new Taipei long-term care station Tzu Chi volunteer group is mostly made up of the elderly themselves. Tzu Chi volunteers help provide financial assistance for impoverished students' Chinese school tuitions. Welcome to DaAi Headlines, and Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. In response to Taiwan's rapidly growing elderly population, Tzu Chi and the new Taipei city government cooperated in opening various community long-term care stations. One of them is located inside the Xingdian Jingsi Hall. The volunteer group in charge of planning the courses are also made up of many elderly individuals, so it's pretty much elderly volunteers serving the elderly attendees every Tuesday. Not only do they seize the opportunity to give back, but it's also a great way for them to learn all about the aging process. It's late, but I have to finish making the props that we are going to use. All of these props go along with the curriculum. The classes are planned out a month in advance, and once that's finalized, I will start to prepare the necessary supplies.
来，然后今天我们要玩这个我最爱玩了，这个叫人生列车。9点的火车要开了，请开吧。开始，请抢。
Actually, my mother passed away when I was really young. Ever since then, I've been yearning for the motherly figure in my life once more. And now through interacting with the elderly attendees here, it's like I'm seeing my mother again. Basically, all I ever wanted was to have that comforting feeling again.
Anyone that has saved 50 years into the age treasury, please raise your hand. Into Dharma Master Zheng Yan's age treasury, raise your hand high up.
水碧是我们这一班团队最年长。
是吗？哦，我最年长。听说您是最资深的师姐吗？哎，算年长不算资深呢。
哦，年长。
哎，我是算年纪大的。哎，已经71了而已。
Within our group, there are about 2/3 of the volunteers are the elderly. The elderly volunteers serving the elderly attendees. It's a great way to learn a variety of things. It's a great opportunity for growth through giving of ourselves. We can learn all about the different process of aging, how to age gracefully and in good health.
Before, I didn't have any time to learn all of these things. All of these courses are well planned. It's really great. Every day I would be looking forward to Tuesdays to come attend the classes.
We learned a variety of things. We sing and we do physical activities. It makes me really joyful to be here.
很开心，很开心。
I'm very happy to be here. Every day I'm looking forward to Tuesday so that I can come here to be with everyone. Because when I'm here, I feel that my brain's actively working. I'm also a lot more cheerful and happy overall.
有那么一天的时候，我也面临这样的老境的时候。
When that day comes, when I am also facing this aging stage of life, I will hope there also would be a group of enthusiastic volunteers to care for me. So I think right now I need to give more of myself as a way to deposit my love and compassion. So when that day comes, when I'm in need of care, compassionate people will also emerge around me. Recently in South Africa, Durban Tzu Chi volunteers have visited the Tonga community in hopes to recruit new local volunteers. The senior volunteers even brought the youth volunteers to go care for the local impoverished elderly population. Besides distributing bags of rice, they also gave out red envelopes of blessings and wisdom on behalf of Dharma Master Zheng Yan.
Durban Tzu Chi volunteers came to Tonga to recruit new volunteers to join the big Tzu Chi family. Over here, the senior volunteer takes up the role of lecturer in this meeting.
Tzu Chi is not a church, but all the volunteers came from different churches. Tzu Chi has brought us together. As volunteers, we adopt a vegetarian diet because we didn't want to harm the animals. Plus, eating too much meat is not good for your health.
After the meeting was finished, the volunteers went to care for the impoverished seniors. The youth volunteers are immersed in this joyful atmosphere. They have delivered bags of rice and the red envelopes of blessings and wisdom to the elders.
This bag of rice came from Tzu Chi Foundation of Taiwan. Not only can it fill your stomach, but it includes blessings from the volunteers around the world.
The red envelopes of blessings and wisdom came from Tzu Chi Foundation. On behalf of Dharma Master Deng Yen, we hope to give you strength while facing illnesses. We hope that you can encourage yourself at all times. It will help you to stay positive when facing challenges.
The volunteers' encouragement have given these seniors the courage to face the challenges in life, as well as overcoming their illnesses. The presence of the volunteers have brought positive energy into this community.
Since 1996, U.S. TIMA has been conducting free clinics in Bakersfield, California for those who cannot afford medical care. To ensure that the medical team is in the best shape to serve the people in need, kitchen volunteers will also prepare a variety of dishes for them to eat. This time, some of the patients also brought boxes of oranges to thank all the volunteers' unconditional devotion.
Tzu Chi has been conducting free clinics in Bakersfield, California for 23 years. Every 3 months, hundreds of people, including physicians, nurses, translators, and volunteers, come together to serve local residents on the front line. Another volunteer team from Northridge is responsible for cooking.
This kitchen is very special because there's no stove but only an oven. After getting accustomed to the environment, we spent less than 3 hours preparing meals for nearly 100 volunteers.
Every time we prepare food, we usually bring our own kitchen appliances here. Although it is a bit inconvenient, we feel very happy to volunteer.
The dishes cooked by Northridge volunteers are really good. We can cook a variety of meals such as Chinese, Korean, and Western cuisines.
At the moment, a couple brought 2 boxes of oranges.
These are our local patients. Every time we come to cook, they always bring some oranges and grapes to other volunteers. Thank you very much.
I brought these oranges to thank you for everything you have done to us. You did a lot to help us. You did not charge for our medical expenses. This time I brought oranges but not grapes to express my gratitude to you.
With the medical team's love, residents living in mountainous areas feel they are being cared for. Doctors and volunteers safeguard their health with expertise and friendliness.
In Taiwan, 45-year-old Mr. Wang, who has been through 2 auto accidents, has been suffering from mobility difficulties. Therefore, his wife has to shoulder the family's financial burdens. Upon learning of his situation, Tzu Chi volunteers and TIMA members have been visiting him regularly. Now that Mr. Wang's condition has improved, the family would like to reciprocate Tzu Chi's love and care by doing good deeds for others themselves.
Thanks to Tzu Chi volunteers' help, 45-year-old Mr. Wang, who had mobility problems, can finally walk without using walking aids.
I'm grateful to Tzu Chi volunteers for supporting me all this way. They travel long distances to visit me every month. I really appreciate it.
Since 2 years ago, upon learning of the situation of Mr. Wang in Tainan, Tzu Chi volunteers and TIMA members have been providing the needed assistance.
After the deputy superintendent of Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital conducted his surgery, we have been coming here monthly to provide him with acupuncture. Now he has improved so much that he's able to walk without using walking aid. His mother is more than 80 years old and his child is in 4th grade. The family's burden is on his wife. If we do not help him, then all the pressure will eventually be on this child.
Tzu Chi volunteers' love has deeply touched Mrs. Wang, who was certified as a Tzu Chi commissioner last year. This couple is determined to pay the love forward.
At a Chinese school in Cambodia, about 30% of the students come from impoverished families. Originally, there were charity organizations subsidizing their tuition fees. However, the aid abruptly stopped last year. Therefore, the school has turned to Tzu Chi volunteers for help.
你几年级？
我读6年级。
很棒。那你读几年级？
我读3年级。
3年级，那你？
我读1年级。
The young children are living with their 63-year-old grandmother because several years ago their parents left them.
Their parents left them since they were still little. Back then, she was about 8 or 9 months old. It has been 8 years, and we've never heard from them.
你问他是为什么受伤？还是车？跌倒。对。骑车跌倒吗？对，骑车跌倒。整个开刀吗？
With many scars on her legs, the grandmother is worried about how to feed her young grandchildren.
In the past, I made a living by selling Chinese donuts. However, the business is poor now, and I could only borrow money from my siblings. In the past, I could ride my scooter, but I am unable to do that anymore. In addition, I have high blood pressure and diabetes.
Tzu Chi volunteers have helped the family with donation of rice and subsidizing children's tuitions.
Now that you have received help from Tzu Chi, you may perform well in school and live happily.
The scholarships allow the children to pursue an education.
I want to help my mother earn money, and I also want to find a good job.
I want to learn Chinese and then help my parents earn money. Therefore, I hope to learn more.
Our school has a policy to help students. If there are 3 siblings studying at our school, then they only have to pay for the tuitions of 2 people. We've also discovered that many poor students cannot afford the tuition fees.
I have visited students at homes because the school has notified us that these children need help. Therefore, we help pay for the tuition for 14 students.
We've come here today to help you study.
With the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, the students can pursue an education without worries.
The second youth charity project by Vision Future was held at the Xingdian Jingsi Hall. The goal of this event is to let the youth population discover various ways to make a positive impact on the society. Today, we will take you to meet a couple of participants who all exhibit the ultimate motivation and creativity.
Youth gathered together to promote positive social change. This is the second youth charity project hosted by Vision Future. Here we can see this participant who is a cancer patient. She and her friends created a social network for cancer patients from across Taiwan.
The reason that I created this social network is because I am a patient diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma. During treatment, there was a time that I felt depressed. I joined a few cancer patient groups on social media, and I found that many have experienced what I went through.
Participating groups told their stories through a documentary film or theater play. Another participating group found ways to solve problems associated with disaster relief missions.
When we watch the news, we see many places suffering from natural disasters, such as Meinong and Hualien. We found out that aid supplies were not evenly distributed, leading to a large amount of waste in the end. We asked all the disaster relief units about their problems while distributing supplies, and we started to think about how to solve these problems.
We hope to create a platform for the youth, guiding them to achieve their projects.
The youth of today are tomorrow's future. To carry out charity projects is what brings us here today. But to put these creative ideas into action is actually what we wanted to see and hear.
As one can see, experts from all sectors, including academic fields, joined the event. They hope to help participants to accomplish their dreams.
Continue our series on Taiwan's cooperative education system. Today, due to a lack of workers, Taiwan has been offering various programs where students can both study and work at the same time. Let's learn more about the pros and cons of these types of programs.
Some people who may have a master's degree may have trouble entering society despite their higher education. You have to do this sooner or later. If you have the chance to do an internship after high school, why don't you try it? During the internship, I learned the importance of interpersonal relationships and working with the team.
This is an atypical final exam. There was no paper and pen. Classmates prepared drinks, and they are all first-year students. They attend the Hotel Management Department at Mingxing University. This vocational training is much different from the traditional classroom. The cooperation education system can be traced back to Scotland in 1880. At that time, students were required to take technical internships at factories every 6 months. In Taiwan, the earliest programs began in the 1900 Japanese colonial era. This involved agricultural test sites in Taipei, Tainan, and Taichung. In 1973, the provincial government officially implemented a rotating program with comprehensive promotion of cooperative education. Today, the domestic cooperative education system has entered the N.0 version. This highlights Taiwan's leading vocational education in the world. However, an economic downturn and lack of manufacturing has led to criticism. Some believe these students are just a form of cheap labor.
Pressure from parents and MOE has led to supervisions of these industries. They don't want interns to be cheap labor or doing low-level work forever. This will lead to the fact that people are not willing to do the work.
In 2010, Mingxing University of Science and Technology applied to the MOE for special industry university cooperative classes, referred to as production and compulsory class. There are 14 classes in the school and 265 students in the class. The teaching method is quite special, offering a 3-in-1 arrangement. This includes vocational school, technical college, and industry partner. Technical colleges partner with vocational schools, giving their students a third-year internship. Later, they can directly enter the technical college without taking exams. Then after 2 years of study, they can do a 2-year internship. After graduation, they can seamlessly enter the workforce.
I think the motivation for the establishment of this class was to solve industries' lack of workers. The MOE agreed to this arrangement largely because there was simply a lack of people in the workforce.
Whether it is working the teppanyaki grill or serving as a waiter, these students seem quite familiar with this work. Chen Jiahui was involved in the special program at Mingxing University as an intern at the teppanyaki restaurant operated by Wow Prime. Because she entered the workplace early, she could end up in the management of this restaurant in the future.
In fact, I believe that it provides a gradual learning from grassroots level to management.
In fact, there are reputable institutions participating in this cooperative program. Some don't simply treat them as interns. According to Wow Prime, each intern can only work 8 hours per day and no more than 40 hours per week and enjoy a minimum wage of $5 per hour.
There's still a profession where you have to learn how to serve guests. This takes an experience. You need to know how to treat guests.
Chen Jiahui said that she was exposed to this industry when she was young because her family has a small restaurant. At the age of 15, she set her ambition to do this as a career.
Although sometimes we may get off work late, I feel that our service industry is very hard, but we can still bring happiness to others.
Indeed, career training is very important to the service industry, and the professional enthusiasm is the best example that this training is working.
At the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion in Taichung, some volunteers brought their very own props from home to share with the public. Other volunteers brought materials from the recycling stations, using them on site to make various gadgets for the visitors to play with. Let's check out these creations.
Today, volunteers and visitors to the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion all play with paper dragonflies. They were just made by them.
就是饮料罐啊，热力棒就剪下来，差不多我们1只手指头的长度。
After adding a straw and using the stapler to pin it together and slightly folding the two wings, the dragonfly is completed.
By playing with these eco-friendly products, we can recall our memories of our childhood.
In order to serve as a volunteer guide, Lin Mingxue brought props from home. This bag looks like garbage, but it can be used to make all kinds of gadgets. Everyone feels like they are returning to their childhood.
It was a pity if we throw it away. We can try different ways to extend its value.
It's actually a very simple thing, but everyone seems to have forgotten about it.
Before Wang Huashou came to the pavilion, she collected materials at a recycling station. She has many creative folding ideas.
I feel peace of mind when doing this because I have no frivolous thoughts.
After Mr. Li from Taipei visited the pavilion, he had something to share. The initial aspiration for the humanitarian ecotech pavilion is to invite more people to safeguard the earth together.
Jakarta Tzu Chi volunteers set up a recycling spot at the Sunta Agung village. The spot is actually right next to a major street. Therefore, not only can the volunteers store recyclables, but they can also promote environmental protection concepts to the public on a daily basis.
Tzu Chi volunteers set up a canopy by a major road to lead everyone to do exercise. They established a recycling spot in Sunta Agung among the sounds of joy.
This spot is next to a major street, so we can effectively promote recycling to passerbys. We hope to use this to inspire our neighbors and friends to learn about recycling and to protect the earth.
The volunteers invite everyone to do recycling and also teach passersby about recycling. The village head and the neighbors support it with passion.
We know it is important to do recycling, but we don't know how to start. With Tzu Chi volunteers guiding us, I would invite the villagers to do recycling.
I had seen a lot of garbage on the beach and I'd wanted to clean up the beach. However, I felt that I couldn't do it because I was all alone. But there are Tzu Chi volunteers guiding us, so I have confidence that if we can do recycling well and there's no more garbage around us, we will be able to live more comfortably.
If the villagers can restrict their spending habits and do recycling in daily life, they will be able to reduce a lot of garbage.
Every year, the Tzu Chi Collegiate Association of the University of Washington in Seattle will hold an introductory course for anyone who is interested in becoming a Tzu Chi volunteer. This year, a total of 6 youth decided to join the ranks of the Tzu Chi group. What a blessing! Thank you for watching. See you next time.